and welcome to another episode of Will I ruin this item of clothing or won't I? Item in question, these pair of overalls that I never really wear. Quite unfortunate really, since I put a major amount of thought into the process of buying this. It's expensive, it's good quality, and in theory it would have been a perfect solution. At the end of the colder seasons, I get in kind of a slump, and I'm the kind of person that if I want to feel good, I have to make an effort into what I wear, which I don't always do, but I aim for that, and I know that is the way it works. But at the end of the colder months, I just want to be warm and comfortable, which basically leads to repeating the same outfit all of the time and underneath wearing every single warm piece that I can find. Basically, the goblin fashion. And I wanted to change it. And I thought, what is it about summer that I don't come to this problem? And I thought to myself, it's the jumpsuits. So I want a winter jumpsuit, which is where the overall came in place. However, it was a massive failure, because layering anything underneath, even if it's just a t-shirt, will, if you are not careful, lead into a little bulge right around the neck area. It's not a look I'm going for, and I feel confident in. Also, I have a neighbour who has something very similar, and she looks so much better in it. And I might have accidentally compared myself to her, and now I'm very insecure by wearing this. I don't know, but here we are. Also, because of all the buttons and inconvenient having to pull all the layers individually inside, which is quite difficult. There's also not a lot of space underneath for layering, which is something that's very necessary when you're cold, I feel. And it's also very complicated to get in and out of when you need to go to the bathroom because of the bulging in the neck area and having to reach in and pull it down, which is just, sometimes I forget and sometimes I can't be bothered, and I don't like the look. So now we've reached a point where I have an idea of how I can still manage to not throw this item away, because the quality of the denim is amazing, and there's part of me, I love it, and it has cost me a lot of money because it's one of the last things I bought new. I just also feel very guilty about it. So I'm gonna try and make something that I will actually wear and love. My plan for this is to make the best jeans ever. That's the aim. That's the mission. Yeah, for me, it's these 1940s pair of jeans. I love them ever since they first popped up on my Instagram. I haven't, unfortunately, found one for myself, but I do think the base is pretty good for this. The pockets are in a similar-ish style as those pair of pants. The material is there, and I think the overall leg shapes is fine too. But since it is in a pair of overalls, there are a few changes that are necessary. Number one, because it's an over pair of overalls, the waist is going to be too big on me, so we need to take that in. Also, we have a top part that's attached to it, so that needs to go. Also, as I've noticed in those pair of jeans, is that the opening is on the sides. Obviously, here we have a button opening in the middle, so somehow we need to make it work and go away. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I literally do not have a plan for this project whatsoever. I just know what needs not to be there. I do know where I'm gonna make the waistband off, because obviously that's not there either. There's also like a belt thing that goes with this. It's perfect. It's extra material that we can make the loop thing. And I think I only need to take one side out so I can just scoop it in. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's fine. Wish me all the luck that you can offer me, and let's do this. So before we get the scissors involved, we need to estimate where our waist is going to be. You could do this by just putting the pants on and then see where you're gonna cut it. But for me, because I wanted the legs to be a little bit longer, I thought of just like moving the crotch bit crotch area up like 5 centimeters. So I started off with putting a pair of pants, my Pomona pants, which is apparently the holy grail right now for when I do anything with pants and sewing. I put those on to guesstimate where I wanted to cut in, and then we went into the scary bit, which was cutting it in half, which is just, the reason it's very scary is because it's very permanent. Like, after we cut it, there's no way of me going back ever, right? So now we have these 2 pieces of what once was a pair of overalls. We're not gonna do anything with the top half in this video, but I promise you, once I find an idea to make it cool, or at least what I perceive to be cool, there will be a video online. But for now, we're gonna focus on the pants. So toss the top half in a box somewhere. I don't care. And now we have the pants. And before we can do anything, we need to destroy it a little bit further. So I did this with first unpicking the seams of the button strips on the front before I cut them off, because I wanted to have like the most amount of fabric on those sides. In the end, I didn't really need it, but you know, just to have a little bit of extra wiggling room. And remove the belt loops, very important step. I choose to cut off the button strips because I felt there was enough space for me to do so, and so the middle side basically together, because it was an overalls. So it's just a lot of waste going on, so there's enough to spare. And to figure out the new shape of the front seam, I used the Pomona pattern to just draw that on and then pin it together and sew it together. After you've done that, put the pants on, check if you like it, because before we cut the extra fabric off, it might be a good idea to just check if this is what you want. So I did that, I was happy with it, so I cut the excess fabric off and started pinning around the crotch area. Note that I also seam ripped that area. I think halfway to my thighs I opened up the seams of the inner leg areas. Pin those and see if you like it, you know, and I would recommend to once you pin it to also sit down and move a bit. Yes, you might get stabbed a little bit, but it's good to know if you will actually be able to sit comfortably, because that when you sit, fabrics go places. And I find it very important that when I make things that they're also very comfortable. So that's what I did. I must say, it's not the neatest job. If I would have done it properly, I would have opened the entire inner leg seam, because right now there's a little bit of tension in the thigh area, because there was basically too much excess fabric, and there are now like, I don't know if you can see, but there are tiny little it falls a bit, but I found that when I wear them you don't see it that much, so I was like, this is fine for me. But keep in mind, if you're gonna do it and you do not like that's probably something you will have to do. So after you've sewn the crotch area, I started with unpicking pockets, because the pockets were now in a very odd position. They would not start at my waist, which is the way I wanted these pockets to be. So I unpicked them and also unpicked the side seams, so I can take the pockets out, because you know, part of it is sewn into the side seam, and we need to take in the waist anyway, so it's fine. So after you unpick the pockets, obviously you're going to replace them and now move them up to the waist area, but then do exactly the same as the way they were in, although it would help to put your pants on and see how much of the waist you're going to need to take in to see where your pockets needs to be. Yeah, but once you've done that, sew the pockets in place, put the pants inside out again, pin the sides, this time for real, just you know, to fit it. I sewed both the sides together, which meant that I wouldn't be able to get into it, but I did that because I got a invisible zipper, and I saw once that it was easier if you sew the sides together and then place it amongst the side for a very neat finish. So I placed the zipper on the already sewn side, on the side that I wanted the zipper to be, of course. Pin that in place and sew it. I could have done a neater job, but it's okay. It's okay. I don't think you see it very well. So I did that and then unpicked where the zipper was so that you could open it. So now you have a zipper, try it on again just to see if you still like it. And then I went and got the belt thing that came with a pair of overalls and start unpicking the underseam. Once you've done that, you can just insert basically the waist for like a centimeter deep in the belt and then sew that together. Do keep in mind that you want a button on the side, so you need like a little overlap area like so. See, a little bit over the actual zipper for the buttonhole to go in. So sew that in place, and the next step is to put the button in, hammer it in basically, and of course sew the buttonhole so you can close it up. I do very much like this pair of pants. I love them, I really do. I do think there needs to be quite a few things that I need to do better, but I will do that another time. But basically I noticed that the waist around the belt was just too big, so I just sewn like basically like straight darts on there, and it's fine. It's not the prettiest, but I felt like it was fine. Like I wore like something to cover this part up. I do find it looks good around the bum, but then you have a lot of extra fabric here that I don't really like. And after wearing it, because I immediately did wear it out and about, I noticed that, you know, like usually when you wear denim, it will loosen up, so there's even more space. So what I think I will do next time, or once I go back and fix this pants, I will unpick the start seams, and then I will unpick the back side, and then I will take in this part and sew it so that it'll just lie nice and flat around my curves, and then I will just cut this in half and then sew like the amount of fabric that needs to go out of once I've taken this in to make it fit. And I think then it's really is the perfect pair of jeans. It's very comfortable. I really like the fit of it. I like that it's still like high-waisted, so it gives like kind of feminine curves, but because the leg is very straight, and I actually really like that you can see where the pockets used to be. It gives like a little bit like an edge, I guess, like a little bit of a distressed. I don't know, I like it. I think it's cool, and I think it makes all the outfits a little bit less fancy, like, I don't know, just a little bit laid back. I like it. I really like it. I find it very comfortable and I'm very happy with it, and once I do that last little bit, I think I'll wear it a whole lot because it's just great. It goes with everything. I don't know. So yeah, that's this week. I hope you liked this video. If you did and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, like the video, leave a comment and make my day, and I will see you next week. That is unfortunate as well. 6 right now. Oh, and another one. Lovely, lovely. Tiny planes, but they make a lot of noise. Then put it on inside out again. Phoebe, you're very busy right now.